Hi guys, Torn Bill McGrath here. I wanted to show you the pattern we will be using in my machete classes, um, just so you get a familiarization with it. Most people that do Pekiti-Tirsia are going to be familiar with these movements. Most people in Philippine martial arts will be as well. But I view the machete as a transition tool, useful between the basic baton work you may have learned, baston, and actual sword work. So let me just show you the pattern and then I'll give you an explanation of it. So you're on guard here. You notice my guard position is not resting on the trapezius. I want a little farther away from my ear, down on the deltoid. And we're simply going diagonal 1 and 2, downward, 3 and 4, upward, a horizontal with a vertical, horizontal with a vertical. So let's show that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, vertical, 6, vertical. And that's our basic pattern we'll be using for our classes. So guys, I'm deliberately working here in my deck underneath one of my redbud trees to show you where you would actually use a machete. You're even walking down a trail in New York in the middle of summer, there's going to be plants around you and things growing out in your way. And yes, something like this I could easily brush aside with my hand. But if it has a tick on it that carries Lyme disease or Ehrlichia, I wouldn't want to touch that. Obviously, Southeast Asia, Central and South America, there's going to be a lot tougher things on there: scorpions, bullet ants, venomous spiders, whatnot. So I'm using this to clear a trail, and I'm using it to get brush out of my way so I don't have to touch it with my hand. If I have overhead cover, I don't want to get caught in that. If you're using it defensively, you don't want to get stuck in there. So 1 and 2, you notice I'm just coming no higher than my head with that machete. And this is a 18-inch blade, Matco. I believe these are made in Central America. But anyway, you make your diagonal cuts no higher than your head. And you notice that my chamber position is on my shoulder, where in baston, I have it more on my trapezius muscle. And I'm sure a lot of you, when you first start with a baston, have touched yourself in the side of the head or maybe touched your ear with your baston when you're first learning. Not a problem with a lightweight rattan when you're first learning. You don't want to do that with a sharp machete. So I'm loading up on the side of my shoulder here. On the back hand, it's on the side of the deltoid, and my left hand is on my wrist to help send it back to target a little faster. 3 and 4, I'm not doing that high uppercuts that we do with baston to get full range of motion, because I'm going to wind up in the trees here, right? Which may be a distraction. In a fight, it may totally jam me up if the branches are strong enough, or if I'm simply going through a wooded area. I don't want to hit the trees above me and shake them and get any insects dropping down on me or arachnids like ticks, which will be up in the trees, attached to birds and whatnot, and their aphid or their young will drop off on you if you brush the branches. So your 3 and 4 in here just come up. It's more of a forward figure 8. The blade stays in my visual field the majority of the time. And again, I'm making sure I don't go above my head with that cut. I'm just going to head height and doing a draw cut back. 5 and 6 are horizontals. Again, I'm keeping them in my visual field, or the blade in my visual field, because I'm in a constricted environment. It's a lot easier to know if there's anything within range to get stuck in if you keep that blade in your visual field. In the basic obsidiario for this, or the basic form, I'm doing a horizontal and a vertical, a horizontal and a vertical, because they work nicely together. In the classes, I show how these can be all combined into different cuts and thrusts in combination attacks. But again, this is a basic obsidiario or a basic alphabet of how I make a diagonal, how I make a horizontal, basic ABCs. It's penmanship, it's not grammar, which we'll get into in the actual classes. Okay, thank you guys. Train hard, but train smart.